I thank you guys for coming by to take a look at this Wisdom Wednesday show. I know it's not Wednesday, but I have a word for you guys that I really, really hope that everybody comes in and take a look at. What's really going on right now is, as you guys know, the world is upside down. But as you know, when things are upside down, there are opportunities that are going to be coming forth. So, what I'm doing, this show is going to be about today is about educating us on what's happening in the market. I've got some really good insight of what I believe is getting ready to happen. I believe I'm the most qualified person to give you guys this information. My experience of 33 years in this business gives me qualifications to tell you what I'm about to say, because again, I've lived through this before. And as I've been praying this morning and today, just seeking what should I do? Where can I be the most help to my people? With all these gadgets and stuff that we got and all of the stuff that we have here, how can I help my people the most? You guys have been watching me. I've had my hand on the pulse of the real estate market for probably the last year, if not the last 20 years. Okay. You guys know that I've had the ups and I've had the downs. I've had the large company and I've had the small company. And in fact, at one time we were the largest Black real estate company in all of Northern California. And I'm proud to say that we helped a lot of agents make money. Some of the agents that are going to be coming on this broadcast, because I'm inviting quite a few people today. I want you guys to share this with folks because I really want a lot of people to see what I'm going to say, and we do have a medium that this thing can go viral. And I believe that from an investment standpoint, all of us, everybody that you can think of is going to want to hear what I have to say on today. I'm going to be talking about where I think the real estate market is going to go after this is over. I'm going to be talking about the things that you can do to prepare yourself to take advantage of these opportunities that are going to come before you. I'm going to also talk about, getting ready, okay, or being ready. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to be trying to get ready when you need to already be ready, okay? How many times have we said in our life, if I would have only known, if I would have only known? Well, that's what this live is about, is just to make sure that you know, okay? So now, how the word says is that you're responsible for what you know, okay? And we are, as a people, we've been dragged through the mud. We've been the last to hear. We've been the last to pull the plug. We've been the last to get our fair share. And I don't know that this is going to even the playing field, but I can tell you one thing. I'm going to try today on this live. I'm going to try to level the playing field, because a lot of us don't know what to do. Many of us, you've heard it from many, many, many people. You hear do this, do that, do this, do that. And you're real skeptical about who you're hearing it from. Well, if you guys don't know who I am, just go do research on me. You know that I've been in the Bay Area selling real estate for over 33 years. And I did at one time have my hand right on the middle of the top of the market when we, about 20 years ago, when I came on Soulbeat International TV, I had a TV show on there. You guys know I used to do that every Saturday morning, teaching the community about what's going on, teaching us how to maintain real estate, teaching us how to purchase real estate. And I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been on air on TV for a long time. And I just praise be to God. He's given me this equipment that I can come on and look professional before you guys, as well as be down home, be your homeboy, be the cat from around the corner. And this is just my lane, y'all. I mean, when it comes to real estate, everybody knows that I'm just a real estate junkie. And I have a good idea of what's getting ready to happen in the market, okay? And if I can get enough people in this room that will listen to me and hear where my point of view is going to go, I think that we might make a big dent in the African-American home ownership rates. Right now, last I heard by the state, Black State of Housing in America, the Shiva report. Now, I do read all of that information. The Shiva report is a report that the National Association of Real Estate Board will put out to let us know what the state of Black home ownership is in America. And because I'm your advocate when it comes to home ownership, that is what I've been doing, is compounding that information. And some things I know that I couldn't even really realize why I know what I know, but I know some things. And one of the things that I can tell you right now is I can predict right now what's going to happen in the real estate market. I can tell you almost to the point what's getting ready to happen in this real estate market. Those that know me know that I'm just a real estate junkie and I do what I do very, very well. But I can also see what's getting ready to happen. Okay, I've lived this thing before. The last time this happened, I was in the right place at the right time as well. As fact, you guys, when the REO market came back in 2008, 2006, really 2006 is when it started, is when I got into the REO market, and we ended up building one of the largest REO businesses in the area. And I just need to give some shouts out today, some people that have helped me over the years. And I want to give the biggest shout out to Mr. Ron Cooper. Ron Cooper, he owns Ron Cooper and Associates, RS Cooper and Associates in Los Angeles. That's my big brother in the real estate business. When REO business was starting to hit some years ago, we happened to be in Washington, D.C. The president of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers was testifying on Capitol Hill. And I was the president of the California Association of Real Estate Brokers. And my big brother, Ron, he was, I think, a regional director for the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. So, we went to Washington, D.C., and my first time at the White House, my first time on Capitol Hill, we got to see Clifford Turner testify before Congress. And I happened to be in the room that day. But after that, that's when all of the subprime loans were going out, and they had called on the National Association of Real Estate Brokers to come to Capitol Hill to testify about what was happening in our communities with these loans that were being given out like it was water. We all knew at that time that it was going to be a bust. We all knew that it was going to be hard on us. We knew that when we saw those loans coming out, those no doc loans, those no income qualifying loans that we were getting, we used to sit up in rooms at conferences and talk about, we know that this ain't gonna be good for us. We knew that. And this is me and my boy Ron, and just hanging out, and other people's, Aretha Thompson up in Sacramento. My girl, man, I know in my downest times, man, I just need to tell her thank you in front of the world, because of people like them, I've survived some of the ups and downs I've gone through, but I've also learned some things through going through some hardships with my company in this real estate business, and even personal hardships. When you're going through things, you learn. And there's some drastic lessons that I've learned that I want to share today on this broadcast. I'm hoping that you guys can share this with some other people. And I'm just kind of filling it up, waiting for people to come in now, because I don't want you guys to miss this. This is going to be financial. If you listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you, it's going to position you to be right where the ball is getting ready to be hit. Okay. I used to say that all the time. If you could play and you knew where the ball was going to be hit every time, and you can just go stand there and put your hand out and wait for the ball to drop, you would have an advantage and you would win more games. Well, that's what I'm getting ready to do today. I'm getting ready to show you guys where the ball is getting ready to drop. Okay. You think of yourself playing center field, and before the batter gets in the box, I'm going to tell you where to go stand, because the ball is going to be hit. And those that are ready and in the right spot, they're going to receive a whole lot of benefits financially. If not for you, then for your family. I know for me, I was telling my daughters this morning, I just told her this, is that, this run that I'm getting ready to make right now is not even about me. I'm 57 years old. I've been all over the world. I've done everything I wanted to do in my life. I've owned properties and cars and done all of the things. And now, I have grandsons, and I need to leave a legacy for them. So this run that I'm getting ready to do right now is for my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. When I get out of here, I just want them to know their grandfather did something real deep to make change in our community. And that's what this live right here. This ain't no play live. This ain't no joke live. This is not a live where we want to be. I want us to take it very, very serious, what I'm getting ready to say. And I'm going to share right off the top of my head, because that's how God gives it to me. And I had a dream last night about doing this. In fact, I've been dreaming about doing this for a few days. In fact, the first time I thought about it, I tried to do it, and we couldn't get the live to stay on, and it was going on and off and what have you. And I started to do it, and then I went back and I prayed about it a little bit more. And, God said that, you'll get another opportunity. So last night When I was going to bed, I was laying down. I was just thinking about where should I be headed? After my last webinar a couple of days ago, a lot of my friends have told me that, Kenny, you probably need to start coaching. So, that's something that's going to be happening. You're going to start seeing Kenny Section Real Estate Coaching is getting ready to come out. I'm going to start coaching agents to be more successful in the business. I have to quit playing with myself. I've been very successful in this business, and I've made a lot of money, and I've made money a lot of different ways in this business. So I want to be here to impart that onto other agents or be able to share with them my vision, because as I get older, I can't do as much as I used to do. I can't sell as many houses as I used to sell. Last year, we did 34 houses. We helped 34 families move into homes, and that's the most I've done in probably over 10 years. But I've paid a huge cost for that. So I'm here today just to kind of go over what's getting ready to happen in the real estate market. I just wanted to kind of lay the foundation for the fact that why I might know what I know, and most of it is because I've lived this thing. In 2006 and 7, when the downturn happened, again, I was the president of the California Association of Real Estate Brokers when it started, and I had the opportunity to travel the world with the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, going to some of their conferences, going to Capitol Hill, going to the White House, going to seeing our president of the time, Clifford Turner, testify in front of Congress. So I've been in front of Congress before. I've just been blessed. I've been blessed in this business to learn some things in some places that I've just been a true blessing. So now let's get into what's really going on. You know that we're in this pandemic. We know that it's like the world has stopped. We've all seen the interest rates go down the last couple of days, and I've been getting call after call after call. Kenny, what's happening? What's going on? What should I buy now? Should I not buy now? Should I be ready? Should I not be ready? Well, I want to broadcast this to everybody that can possibly see this, is that there's always an opportunity after a situation like this. My sisters, Aretha, and all of them are in the room. I got a lot of folks filling up the room, so I really do appreciate the opportunity to do this. You guys have always seen everything that has happened. We've had opportunities after things that happen. And what has happened is that we as a people, we have always been late on the opportunity because we don't believe what's happening. We don't believe the source of the information that you're getting, or you're getting information from places that are not trustworthy. You've been getting information from people that don't have a clue. They're guessing at what's happening. They don't have any experience or any data to prove what they're talking about. Well, that's going to change today. When it comes to real estate, I may not tell you what's going to happen with the pandemic. I may not be able to tell you when they're going to get a vaccine. I may not be able to tell you everything, but I can give you a pretty sure idea of what's going to happen afterwards. And I don't think you're going to find nobody else that has probably the experience that I have to build companies and be in this market. I'm in the market. People say, well, what about Kenny? What's going to happen to the market? Well, my first answer is, as long as there is a market, we're going to have opportunities. It's when there is no market. If they say there's no market, then we all screwed. But no matter what happens, there's going to be a real estate market when this is over. How you position yourself in this market is going to be very, very important if you want to create wealth for your family and be able to recoup some of the wealth that we've lost. We've lost wealth. At every time wealth has been lost in the United States, the Black community has lost the most. And now it's our turn to get some of it back. If you guys would just listen, if not with me, with somebody, all of us need to get ready. Get ready to purchase real estate. Get ready to purchase real estate. The market is going to fall. It ain't going to fall far, and it ain't going to fall for long, but you're going to have a window of opportunity to take advantage of the opportunity. The window is going to be very, very small. It ain't going to be like it's just going to drop and we're going to go back to 2000 or we're going to go back to 1997 when the market fell. It's not going to do that, but it is going to fall. And with that in mind, I've been talking to my clients, and I've called just about everybody we've got in contract now. I think we've got a total of about 5 families about ready to move into their homes. And I've been struggling with this ever since this happened. Do I let these deals close? Is this right for my client? You know, is this not right for my client? Am I helping my client or am I hurting my client? And what I found out is after sitting with that question for a few days, for the last week, I found that there is a point that I know that I could hurt my clients if I allowed them to purchase some of these homes. And then there's a point where I would hurt them if I didn't allow them to purchase the home because they're winning. And sometimes because there's so many different views that you can see from this and you listen to all the views that come at you, sometimes you get kind of crisscrossed about what am I really hearing? Where are we really going? And especially for you guys that don't do this every day, but I live this, I eat this, I sleep this. And I'm always trying to figure out how do we corner the market? How do we position ourselves? And how we position ourselves right now is we need to get ready. If you got credit problems, you need to get in credit repair. If you've got income and you've got credit, you need to start looking at getting a loan approved and be ready when the market falls. You don't want to start getting ready or start the process after it falls. You want to get ready right now. That's like standing in center field and the ball is getting ready to be hit and we're telling you where to go stand. Go stand right here. If you stand right here, you're going to win. If you're not in this spot right here and you don't believe what I'm saying and you go stand over in right field listening to the wrong people, you ain't catching nothing. That makes sense? I'm telling you right now, and if you don't believe me, look at my resume, go, you know, I think I'll pray to God I got a resume that you guys can go and look at and understand. I know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you where to go stand. The ball is getting ready to be thrown. We don't know which way it's going to go. Nobody do, except one person in the whole audience, and that's you. You're going to go stand in the right spot. And when the ball hits, all you're going to have to do is open up your glove and it's going to fall right in your hand. Because you know why? That's how God is. That's how our God is. You know, he's an awesome God. He's a God that can do miracles. He can put you in places that you can't put yourself. He can get you to know things you don't even know why you know. And that's where I'm at. I know things that I don't even know why I know it. I'm just a real estate junkie, y'all. You know, I mean, if I can't sell real estate, I don't do nothing else. And I just praise be to God that I'm in a good frame of mind while we're going through this, because just a few months ago, I was going through a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression. I couldn't get out of the bed some days. And I was like, God, what's going on? You know, I don't get this. Why am I going through this? But now he's showing me. He needed to prepare me. He needed to get me ready. He needed to make sure I could hear his voice. He needed to make sure that I was moving in the right way. He needs to make sure that he got me straight, okay? You guys know how it is when you go on, when God is trying to teach you something. Sometimes the hardest things happen to you and you go through some of the toughest lessons you learn when God is trying to teach you something or prepare you for something. I believe God was preparing me for you guys right now. I believe that he was preparing me to come on here and be able to give you the alarm. I know where you need to go stand. There are houses, you don't need money right now. Okay, you're not going to need money to buy houses. We've been really doing no money down deals for the last few years. If you go back on my page or you scroll down my timeline, you'll see a house I did on Wednesday. The guy bought that house for almost no money. I was asked, why did I allow that guy to buy the house? Well, I let him buy it because he's winning. How is he winning? Let me explain. When we went into contract on that house back in January, he was buying this house for $270,000. The seller was going to give him $10,000 for closing costs. I was getting him a grant from the state of California finance agency for his down payment of 3.5%. And I was getting him another 2% grant from the California State Finance Agency for 2% of his closing costs. The $10,000 I was getting the seller to put up was all the money that would be needed to close that transaction. Had we pulled that off, he would have gotten that property and he would have gotten a $1,000 check back that he put up initially. All the inspections were done on that property. All the repairs were done. It needed some roof repairs. It needed some spraying for termites and stuff. We got all that done for him. He got a home warranty on everything in the house, has a home warranty on it. The roof has now been guaranteed, I think, for at least the next 2 years. And more than likely, it's more like 10 years. But they give us at least 2. And so I'm thinking, man, do I let this dude close this deal? You know, and I had to go do some math myself, and I was kind of tormented with it because it's like, man, I don't like to win and let my people lose. You know, how do I make sure that he's going to win out of this? How do I position him where he's winning? Okay, so let me tell you why he's winning. He's winning because he got an interest rate on his house right now of 3.25%. The interest rates have not been at 3.25% in any of my 33 years in this business. The rates are going, how is the economy going to slow down? They're going to slow the economy down by raising interest rates. Right now, Donald Trump is trying to drop the rate so he can keep the economy moving so he can get reelected. Donald Trump is a buffoon, okay? He don't know what he's doing, but one thing I do know is Donald Trump is a real estate junkie. He knows that when interest rates are low, it's a lot of money going to flow. Okay, interest rates are at an all-time historic low right now. I've never seen a loan that closed at 3.25% fixed. So my client bought this house for 200. Well, he had to end up putting money in the deal because we could not get an appraisal on the house for even 270,000. The property appraised for 265. So what I had to do is I had to reduce the credit from the seller from 10 to 5. When I reduced the credit to 5, that meant that he was going to have to come make up at least that 5. That 5 ended up being $3,800 that he had to come up with to close that deal. And he asked me, Kenny, would you do this deal? Yeah, I would do it every day, all day. Why? Because you put almost no money in the house. $3,800 is really like first and last month's rent, and you're going to own this house. The payment on this house is only on $1,700. You can rent this house right now for say $2,500, $2,400, $2,500 a month, pay your taxes, insurance, and everything on it, and put $100 or $200 in your pocket every month. If you decided that you don't want to live in this house, you can rent this house after you live in it because FHA requires that you occupy the property as your primary residence. As long as you take up residency in the property for some period of time, once you lived in that house for some period, you could move out of that house, put a tenant in the property, and collect about $200 or $300 per month. And if you collect $200 per month for 12 months, you would get $2,400, and $2,400 would pay you back part of the $3,800 that you spent to buy the house. You're totally leveraged, dog. This is a totally leveraged asset. You got little money in it, but you got the ability to grow. Now, his house at $260,000 with $3,800, he's really at 3.25%. He's really making a payment on this house like it's 2.25%. The interest rate is really what he's paying. He's paying a monthly payment like he's buying, instead of a $265,000 house, because of the payment, he's really buying a $165,000 house. Let it sink in. Let it soak in. Because the interest rates are so low right now, because the value of the house is really $265,000 is what he bought it for, because the interest rates are so low, he really bought this house effectively. It's like he's buying a $165,000 house. So when I thought about that, he's buying a $165,000 house. The payment on this is like he's paying back a $165,000 house. Would you buy that property now? You know, you're buying it under market. He's bought this property well under market because of the interest rates. I have another one that's getting ready to close. Actually, another young lady we just closed on last Thursday. Same situation. This is a lady you've heard me talk about, a lady, single woman that has 5 kids. Yes, I got this lady with 5 kids, single woman, no husband. Her husband passed away a year and a half ago. So you can only imagine the kind of emotions this woman been going through, and you know, somebody could take advantage of her, all of that. But she was referred to me, and we sat down and talked, and I told her what we would needed to do, and she did what I asked her to do. And we closed last week on a home for her in Antioch. For her 5 kids, we got her a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car garage in Antioch. She paid $455,000 for the house. She put up a $1,000 deposit initially. She paid for a $500 appraisal, and she got a check back at the close of escrow for $962. She really paid like $538 for the house out of pocket. So I had to add all that up, okay? She paid $538 for this $455,000 house. And then the caveat of all of it, she also got a 3.25% interest rate. 3.25% interest rate is almost like she bought that house instead of $455. She really paid effectively $355 for it. So she's winning. She's ahead of the game. What's going to happen in the market? Okay, she bought the house for $455. What's going to happen initially is the market is going to, right now, it's kind of doing like this, and it's kind of slightly going down. Once the pandemic is over, it's going to drop, but it ain't going to stay down long. How do I know? Let's go back 10 years from now. In 2010, 2008 is when I got sued by the Oakland City Attorney, John Russo. At that time in 2008, 2007, we had closed, or maybe in 2008, we closed 268 families. We helped 268 families buy houses. Yeah, we were balling, out of control. But then the Oakland City Attorney came and filed a lawsuit against all of the banks that I worked for. I worked for Chase Bank. I worked for Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo was my biggest client. I worked for asset management companies disposing of REO property. And we had like 300 properties assigned to us with 100 signs flying when I got sued. And let me just give some props right here to the people who helped me do that. That was Aretha Thompson in Sacramento who helped me get those REO accounts, and Ron Cooper out of Los Angeles. Ron Cooper and Associates, he pulled me up in the REO game with him. And I just want to give them props right here because I did not get to that point by myself. Neither have I gotten where I'm at right now. Another person I need to give huge props to, and he ain't here no more. He was murdered about 3 years ago. A good friend of mine, my mentor, my brother, my grandfather, more like a grandfather in the business. I mean, when I started my company, he was there for me. He told me to get a real estate broker's license. I did. He told me to start a real estate company. I did. I was at points where I couldn't pay the bills. When I first started, he would give me the money to pay my phone bill. When I lost the company back in 2011 and we shut it down and I had to move my family to another place, to a new house, and I exhausted all my money fighting these with attorney fees, all that, Mr. Ernest Clark paid my rent. I had to move out of my house and move into a rental. And Mr. Ernest Clark paid my rent for me to move in. I'm always be indebted to that man. I would not be sitting here before you right now without Ernest Clark. So I just want to plug that in right there too. But, back on the real business, I got a little sentimental right there. Y'all got to forgive me, man. This is my show and I ain't in no hurry. We all on lockdown any dang way. So, back in 2011, when I lost everything, we had, like I said, 300 properties, 100 signs flying in Oakland. If you guys remember, my signs were everywhere. We were on TV at the same time. I was on radio, I was on TV, and we were also consulting with this magazine that we were in. So I was like, man, I'm telling you, I couldn't do no wrong back then. And then I got sued by Oakland because of the bank bailout. Because of the banks getting bailed out, John Russo decided to file a lawsuit against all of my clients, the banks, because at that time they were in the news. They were getting the bailout money and people were protesting and didn't like it. And the Republicans were mad and trying to get Obama. And I was working for the banks. And I had a lot of properties, man. We had a staff, I think, of about 8 or 10 people. I'm talking about 8 or 10 people worked for me over on 19th and Market. And we had an operation that was killing it. And he filed that lawsuit against me and about 5 other brokers and the 5 of the largest banks in the world, which were my clients at the time. Everybody in there. I see Stacy. I see you in the room. She used to work for me. I can't really see everybody that's in the room, but the room is full today. And I really appreciate you guys coming by just to take a look at this because I just want to share with you. I tell people all the time, what do you think they do to a black man that's on top of business? What do they do to brothers in the street? They killing us in the street. What you think they gonna do to me when I start taking market share from them? Okay, they come at you real hard. Well, they took me out in 2011. I lost the company, I lost my house, I lost the car, I lost the income. I went from $1.9 million in 2007 to $100,000, 2008 to under $100,000 in 2009. Y'all want to know where I've been? I've been in depression. I've been in depression for the last 10 years. I lost everything. And just to be able to be alive after losing that kind of, to build up a company from absolutely nothing. I'm talking about, I have no loans, no funding, no nothing. To build a company from there to you know, I don't even know how I did it, but I just give God the praise. But we built a company where we were doing almost $2 million in sales. And I went from all, and I'm gonna tell you, you gotta watch what you think. I say this all the time. You got to watch what you think, because when that happened, I remember thinking to myself, what happens if I lost all of it? My mind took my mind. I thought that thought, and I try not to hold it for too long, but within less than 24 hours after I thought that thought, I got sued. The company went under. I lost everything. So I did that to myself. It was what I was thinking. I let the circumstances dictate my thoughts. Okay. I let the circumstances dictate my thoughts, and I became fearful. And you know what the word of God says? He's come to kill, steal, and destroy. That's how he comes. He comes by slipping into your mind and make you doubt. Sometimes it takes just, he said, the word of God said he would that you be hot or even cold. Sometimes doubt. As soon as that doubt comes in, doubt and faith don't work together. As soon as the second doubt comes, faith is not working. And that's what happened. That's why I lost the company, because I had doubt. And what had happened is right before that, years before that, when I was on Soul Beat, many guys remember me from Soul Beat. I remember we were on fire then too in the company. We were the biggest company then. That was back in 99, 2000, 2001. My show ran on Soul Beat from 97 to 2003. And during that time, Oakland and Chuck Johnson put my name on the map. I'm just going to call Chuck Johnson, gave me a blessing by giving me a chance to do a real estate TV show. And we found out that, you know, I do this pretty well. You know, I think I do on-air stuff fairly well. And it's not that I've been taught. It's just by doing it for years and years and years. So just to get back on my point is, back then I had the same problem. We had a real estate company. We also had the mortgage end of the business. Every house that I sold back then, I would say 95% of them I was also doing the loans on. I had Leela Stevenson working with me. And Leela was my processor. Leela used to make $495 for every file that we did, and we was closing something like 10 files a month. So you do the math, and then, but I was collecting all of the points and fees, 3-4 points, and then I was also collecting the real estate fees at 2.5%, and I was getting, you know, anywhere from 50 to 30% of that money too. So we made a lot of money. Praise be to God. Not that I knew what I was doing, but when I look back now, like, God is good. God taught me some things that I don't even know how I know why I know. How do I even know what I know? But just to kind of keep this thing rolling. But back then I lost it all too. Back when Chuck Johnson went off the air back in 2003, I almost shut the doors. There's a gentleman named Fred Tate. You guys have seen some of my other videos with him. Fred Tate. We were getting ready to move everything out of my office in 19th and Market. And Fred came up and we were both crying. And I said, man, I got to go. And he said, he stood at the front door and wouldn't let me walk out the door. And he said, Kenny, don't close. I said, man, what I'm going to do, man? I ain't got no money. The bills is all due. You know, I got kids, man. I got 3 kids that I got to feed, you know, and I'm a single black man. I ain't got nobody. Ain't nobody going to give me no money. I got to go find a way. He said, Kenny, don't do it. He said, Kenny, if you stick here with me, just stay. And I tell you, if you give it one more shot, when it comes time to close the doors, I'll be standing right here next to you, and we'll put the key in the door the last time together. Fred Tate, my boy. And I stayed, and I went back and sat down at my desk that day, and he went in his office and sat in his office, and we both cried some more. And I guess something hit me, and I said, okay, let's roll. And that's when we came back with the REO business. And that's why when I was the president of KRAB, which I went through all of that as the president of California Association of Real Estate Brokers. And they wanted to know why I didn't do anything while I was the president, because I was just trying to keep afloat while I was the president. Because when you're the president of the organization, as any president will tell you, your membership makes money, but you don't necessarily make the money. I mean, it goes to other people. It's when you come out of office when it all becomes a blessing to you. For all you presidents that have been out there, or those that are in office now, while you're in service, you don't really get to reap the benefits of the service until after you cut out of service. Then that's when all the accolades come, and and that's what it did for me, and that's why I was able to get the REO accounts with all the banks. And Ron Cooper, same thing. He was the president of California Accounts Consolidated way back then, and he had all the REO. But Ron had REO before anybody even knew what REO was. He was the REO king. So, but with that being said, the reason why I know what's going to happen, because I've been through going in a down market at least twice, where I had to almost shut my company once because we weren't capitalized. And then the last time I showed the door because I was sued. And now 10 years later, 10 years later from 2011, 2008, I got sued. We lost it all in 2011. Now we're in 2020. I've been trying to figure out how do I scale my business back to where it was. And we were well on our way through direct target marketing. I bet all my money on learning Facebook marketing, learning how to use virtual assistant. You guys saw my webinar. We'll be posting that on my website, on our YouTube page tomorrow. I did a webinar on Wednesday, getting yourself virtually ready. I did that for the ARPB. I'll be doing it again, I think on Wednesday for Consolidated Realty Board. And I think we're going to be talking to the board out in Orange County. I think a lot of them want me to come on and do that webinar, but you guys can go to my Facebook, my YouTube page and look at it. It'll be posted probably later today. I just did the last edit of it last night. They're doing a couple more things before they release it. But back to the point is just that I've been through a lot, you guys. I've been through a lot of ups and I've been through a lot of downs, but I'm still just a real estate junkie. Everything I'm doing right now is to but to make my people better people, and you can trust me, that I'm not going to just let you buy something that ain't right. And that's really what I want you guys to see. I need you guys to share this information with folks. We've got a team of lenders right now that are working with us currently right now. I'm not going to give you no BS numbers. And I could probably share my screen with you guys if I knew how and improve it, but I'm not going to try that because we're flowing. I don't know, this technology stuff gets real crazy sometimes. But we have about 19 buyers in the pre-approval process right now. And some of you guys are going to come and see this. Keep the process going, get all your stuff in, because when this is over, you guys are going to be in perfect position to take advantage of something that we've missed many, many times. And that is when the market falls, that you're there in the right place at the right time. And it looks like you just got blessed. I'm telling you ahead of time, if you get your paperwork in to our lenders, if you're interested in buying a house, or if you know someone that wants to buy a house, there's 3 things that I need from you. Send me your name, your phone number, and your email address. And I want you to put our hashtag, I'm ready to buy a house now. I'm ready to buy a house now. I'm ready to buy a house now. That hashtag, I want you to put that in the text message that you send. I'm ready to buy a house now. And we're going to use that, and we're going to put that all over the country. And I'm going to help people all over the country buy houses. We want that to start trending over YouTube and our YouTube pages, our Facebook pages. I'm ready to buy a home now. That's our hashtag. That is like a Black folks hashtag. Okay, that is us. You guys put that on there. We're going to encourage people to get ready. You real estate agents out there that ain't been making no money, I'm going to tell you, I'm looking to hire people that want to come out and facilitate home ownership to Black folks, okay? Now, I'm not going to say Black folks. Let me say everybody, because, I can't exclude any race. But we've got our hand on the throttle right now. I got my hand on this real estate throttle, and I'm about to ride it, okay? You want to ride with me? I need you to get your W-2 forms and tax returns together. I need you to get your 1 month worth of paycheck stubs together. I need you to get 2 months bank statements together. I need you to take a copy of your driver's license and a copy of your ID card. I need you to take all that stuff. I want you to scan it to your computer. If you don't know how to scan it, find somebody that can scan your documents to your computer, okay? Once we have that done, we need to have a conversation, because then after we know that you got that, we have to have a conversation about your credit. Right now, we have these banks that will give you grant money with a 640 credit score. If you have a 640 credit score, we can get you in a house if you got the income and the credit. If you got the income with the credit, we don't need much money, Okay, all you have to do is look all over my page. Why would I promote something that I couldn't back up? I'm backing up no money down deals right now. It's true. Quit listening to people that don't know. I know. I'm doing them. I can throw you a thousand of them. If you see any of the ads that we've done where people say, I bought my house from Kenny Session, they really bought their house from Kenny Session. Okay. And most of them, if they told you they got it in with no money, I did not tell them to do that, but that was the truth. And then the ones that had to pay, I'll tell you, like the one I just did on Wednesday, he had to put $3,800 up because we couldn't get the house to appraise. But what I mean, $3,800 for a house, a whole house? Come on, y'all. But I'm gonna need agents out there that are ready. You guys want to get on our team? We're setting up a virtual team. I've got all of my agents are working virtually. You got to have cameras. You got to be computer savvy. We're going to be doing that probably as this rolling out. We've already been working on it. As you guys can see, I was ready when everybody else wasn't. That's why you see me online. That's why you see me got all the software. That's why you see me got the lenders already set up. That's why if you go to my YouTube page, you see I got a credit lady that's ready to take your credit. If you got problems with credit, go to my YouTube page, find the credit story for the lady with the credit. All of her information's in that video. Call her up, set up an appointment with her, have her start working on your credit. Most of you guys that are busy out there, quit tripping. Let somebody else do it for you. You guys want to know what the new hustle is? I heard this in a seminar not long ago. The new hustle is leverage. Leverage people. That's what I'm doing. That's why I have 2 assistants right now in the Philippines. All I'm doing is going to be in front of the camera selling this thing. But everything else that has to go through with this business, I'm leveraging it. I'm talking about my websites, leverage. My phone system, leverage. My bank account, it ain't leveraged yet, but it will be soon. I'm just telling you, I don't do a whole lot of everything. I've done it all, but now I've easily moved out of the way of living tasks that I know other people can do. I let them do it so I can do what I like to do. I can spend most of my time doing this or helping people with houses or doing seminars or doing that. I don't have to be back at the office closing an escrow. I don't have to be, pulling up properties. I don't do that no more. My staff pulls properties up for me because I have so many clients that all I have to do is just show property. And we have a plethora of buyers that are approved. I have 5 approved buyers when this all started. We had, I think it was like 7 escrows open, and we just closed 3. During the downturn, since this happened, we've closed 3, and we've got 3 or 4 more to close. I think we lost one yesterday. A guy backed out, but we got 3 or 4 more to close before the downturn. But then I've got 5 approved buyers right now in our pipeline. For all those buyers that are in our pipeline, I need you to keep your documents fresh. I'm talking about bank statements. As soon as you get a bank statement, I need you to send it to the lender. As soon as you get a paycheck stub, send it to the lender so we can keep your approval fresh. So by the time this thing hits you, you'll be positioned. I'll have your loan approved. All we have to do is go out and select the property. I'm going to tell you folks, when this thing is over, it's going to be like taking candy from a baby. You know that if I've been doing these deals when the market is hot like it's been, and we've been getting multiple offers on houses, and you got 5 or 10 offers on a house, and I can walk in the house and get you in that house with no money, even with all the competition that's been out there, guess what's going to happen when this market fall off? And we got sellers desperate. And we got sellers that got to sell because they're behind on their payment. We got sellers who got to sell because they can't make the payment on their house and they're already 2-3 months behind. The government ain't going to do nothing about it. They're lying to you. They're going to give you some money and they might help you some, but they ain't going to solve everybody's problem. There's going to be too many people with problems. So guess what? That's where you walk in with your loan already approved. And I got 20, 30, 40, 100 people with their loans approved. I'll move 100 of y'all at a time. Anywhere in the state of California, we down. Okay, Northern California, Southern California, my fam. Y'all know I'm from Manual Arts High School, South Central Los Angeles, class of 1980. I just live in the Bay where I'm hustling, but I'm still from the town, okay? And I'm up here because, I can do what I need to do up here. LA is a big city. You can't be a star in LA. LA has already got too many stars, but up here, I'm the real estate star of the thing. I'm going to call it like it is. I've been the one in the front of everybody. I've been leading us out of Egypt for the last 33 years. And I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up my own butt. I'm telling you because it's the truth. Don't nobody know. And all you got to do is call anybody who moved more houses and helped more people get in the houses in the Bay Area than me in the last 33 years. You call them, holler at me. maybe one. I'm gonna be truthful about this. There's a brother named Bob Johnson. I got to give him his props. He runs a great, beautiful operation in North Richmond. We've never really been friends, but we've been cordial. But I've always admired his get down because I'm always watching. I'm watching him get down. And I'm gonna tell you, the only one that comes close is Bob Johnson. I'm Bob Robinson. I'm sorry, Bob Robinson up in Richmond. Brother is cold-blooded. I love what he does. And also Zaretha Thompson in Sacramento. She get out a whole lot. If there's any two people that I can tell you, it would be Bob Robinson and Zaretha Thompson that can give you what you need in this area. Everybody else, I mean, you got some cool people out there, but I'm talking about running Black-owned businesses that are doing big things in their community and putting people on, getting people licensed. Okay, so y'all, I'm about to get out of here on this one. I've been on here a long time. I'm hoping y'all hear me. I hope y'all share this with people. I hope we dissect it. My staff is going to edit it, and we're going to get it ready for presentation. So it'll be on my YouTube page. Just like almost everything I'm doing now is out on our YouTube page. And I need you guys to go and subscribe to my YouTube page. I need like 4,000 subscribers in order to get monetized with YouTube. That's what it is. If you guys have been watching how people do that, I've been doing my homework, and I've got my YouTube page is just about on lock. I've turned it over to our staff that's handling it. But YouTube, how that works is once you get 4,000 subscribers, then you can then have advertisers come and pay to advertise on your site. Then advertise, depending on the size of your subscription list, that determines how much money they pay you for the advertising. Just like on TV, they sell advertising on TV, and the companies make the money off the advertising. Well, with YouTube, you're getting paid for the advertisers. And when you have a large group of people on your page, they will monetize it. Some of them little kids, haven't you seen some of these kids on YouTube that got 2-3 million viewers, and they living in a mansion somewhere? They're got all these cars and all that, and they barely got license to drive them. It's because YouTube will monetize even children. If you can get an audience big enough that you can affect enough people where advertisers can be in front of them, they will pay you to do that. Well, that's what we're working on with our YouTube page. And what this is going to look like also is I'm looking at starting my coaching business. I'm looking at starting to coach agents here very shortly as well. After I did my webinar, I had so many people call me and say, Kenny, you should be coaching, man. You need to come help. And since I don't have a big office like I used to, and I used to hire everybody. You come to my office when you got a real estate license, go sit down somewhere and let's work. A friend of mine told me that yesterday, Sandy Porter. She was like, Kenny, I remember when I came through, I was going through something. I came in with my resume to your office, and I handed you your resume, and you balled it up and threw it away and said, go sit your ass down somewhere and let's go get some money. Okay, and that is the truth. And I'm doing that again, but we're going to be doing most of it virtually. I'm going to be teaching the coaching class students I have. We're going to be doing all of it virtual. We're going to be doing, our office is going to be a virtual real estate office now. So you guys just hang in with me, man. Help me build my business. So how we do this is by word of mouth. You guys tell people about me, who I am, what I do. Tell them to research my name. Research me on Facebook. I love the Lord. I'm before the Lord, asking God to send the saints to me so that they can get what they're supposed to get, what God has for them. And you're not going to get nothing short of that when working with me. So I'm going to let this go now, y'all. I think I've said enough. I've been on here for a sweet minute. I'm going to be coming back with some more messages as God gives it to me. And guess what? I know it ain't Thursday, Wednesday. It's Friday, but it's still my Wisdom Wednesday show on Friday. So now, I ain't crazy. I know what day it is. We've been locked down so long, I'm sure some of them forgot what day it is, but I know it's Friday. It's haircut day. And I'm sitting here tripping on whether I can get a haircut today because I don't know if my barber got the corona. My barber got the corona. I'm screwed. So I don't think I'm getting a haircut today. In fact, I need to call and cancel my haircut appointment because I'm going to be looking like Wolfman Jack. If I ain't looking like Wolfman Jack, then y'all know I went to the barber. But anyway, God bless you guys all. 510-568-4200 is my number. K-Session at Session Real Estate is my email. If you want to get down, get your paperwork together, we need to have your name, your phone number, and your email address. Inbox it to me, or email it to me, or call it to me, or text it to me, whatever you want to do. Give me that information. That tells me that you're ready to buy a house now. And if you could use that hashtag, I'm ready to buy a house now. Use that hashtag so we can kind of know who you are. And now we're going to start sharing that hashtag around our community. And we're going to start providing home ownership to everybody who would reach out. We're either going to get you ready for home ownership. And if you're already ready, we're going to put you in a house as quickly as possible. If you can't buy a house, and I know you can't buy a house, I'm going to tell you right in the beginning. I'm not going to wait to get you all the way down to, on third base and then well, you got to steal home. No, I'm going to tell you why you're in the batter's box, right where you're standing. And I'm also tell you if you're playing the field, where to go stand, because balls are getting ready to start dropping in your lap because you met me. Praise God. We see you guys on the next run.